Okay, moving on to this. Now that the inner shaft, the secondary shaft is created, click on this sketch. We simply say normal 2. So it flips it around in this direction, and we simply take a line at the center. It needs to be at the center of the shaft. It's not giving me a center line. I think this is the center. This is why there it is. The center line. From this end, we will draw a small line and dimension it. Press escape and smart dimension. Click here, give it as dimension of 0.3. Press OK. Okay, now that that's dimensioned, just zoom in and do the same as before. Same step we've been doing since start. Then press escape and trim entities. Move this. Put in a spleen from here to here. Press escape again. So it allows us to edit the spleen. Shows us the pinching points. We make a little airfoil with it as before, same as before. And we do that again with the, actually we can just mirror this spleen on the center line, but that makes no difference. You can do either. Small airfoil, right? Say, okay, this is what we need, and you use trim entities to remove this and remove this. Now we have a small airfoil. The rotate entities command again. Same as before, select this entire thing. Center of rotation is this, and we specify how much we needed to rotate, which that -5, remove the 0, and say, okay, this is what we need, and it's rotated. Okay, we say exit sketch. Gonna take a few seconds, but now this is what we have. Go to extruded boss base. This sketch is already selected. It just needs the right selection. So from is selected to offset, and we provide an offset of 70. This is the low pressure stage of the compressor. This is the low pressure stage of the turbine. This is the low pressure stage of this is the high pressure stage of the compressor. Now we're creating the low pressure stage of the compressor. After which the turbine will start, and this is specified. We say up to surface and select this. Now we see that the fin is here. You can see everything is correct. Say okay, this is what we need, and the fin is created. Quite small, but this is the low pressure stage of the compressor. So we go to pattern again, but this time not circular. This is going to be a linear pattern. That's already selected. We just select the direction, so select the shaft. This is the direction we need it to be. The spacing, obviously, gonna have some spacing, so it's gonna be 1-inch spacing, and it's gonna be 14 stages in this case scenario. So it's gonna be 14 stages, and we're gonna say yes, this is what we need. It's gonna take a second, but there you go. The 14 stages of the low pressure stage of the compressor. Now that these are created, the individual stages, we need to produce a cut in these individual blades. And to do that, we will go to the top plane, sketch on it from the top plane. Zoom in here, draw a line in front of this. Needs to be barely longer than this. Just do it with your tuition. Draw another line this direction, and now press escape, select this spleen. This is the real important part, like this, and draw another. This needs to be such that, obviously we'll manage the curve of this, but the first blade is not cut. Only the cut starts from the second blade, and we can pinch it. So click on the spleen. It'll allow you to modify the curve. So we'll just take it a bit into this, and the real cut, or the real part cut, is in this direction. There's a slight curve to it, not too aggressive, just a very slight curve. Okay, this is done. We will say this is what we need, and move out of the sketch. Exit the sketch. Okay, the first we go on to extruded cut, and in the extruded cut, select invert the direction. Made it's originating from that direction. Let me just through all both. We just check this direction, so it's done in both directions, because I need to cut these two. We can, the direction can be as much as it wants, but just need to produce a cut in these smaller blades. Say okay, this is what we need. It's gonna take a second, and there we go. Here we have a slight cut in the blades, and this is going to translate once we go into pattern, and now we use circular pattern. Obviously all those blades are already selected. We will just select this, and now the blades are appearing here. I think the blades features and faces, so just zoom in and select each of these. Nice. This is what we need. The number and everything else is correct. We'd say okay, this is what we need. Takes a second. Okay, it finally stopped loading, and this is what it's gonna look like. The low pressure stage of the compressor. The blades get progressively smaller and smaller and smaller.